I don't believe we need a new year to start setting some goals and evaluating our accomplishments throughout the year, but sometimes it really does help. Throughout the years, I've been more and more focused on goal setting and really creating habits that are in alignment with my values and the practices that I want to bring into my life. So I figured today we'd go over some of the goals that I'm gonna set up for 2023, and also we're gonna look at some of the things that I've accomplished this year as well. Let's start with a recap of 2022. Now, when I was looking through my year, it was a really nice surprise to acknowledge all of the accomplishments that I've made. Setting these yearly kind of goals is a relatively new practice for me, and last year I was actually able to start setting an overall yearly goal, and I started breaking it down by quarter, checking in with myself every 3 months or so. A lot of the times I didn't actually meet my goal specifically, but it gave me the opportunity to make small steps in the direction that I ultimately want to see myself in my life. Some of the things that I was able to accomplish last year was, number one, setting goals. And how I kind of did that was by setting calendar reminders. Another thing I was able to accomplish last year was maintaining weight loss. I've been blessed with the experience of both extreme obesity and extreme weight loss in my lifetime. And I always knew that once I kind of lost my weight, that it would be a practice that I would instill throughout my life for the remainder of it. I also last year maintained a healthy relationship with my partner. We've been dating for 1 whole year, and it has been an absolute blessing. I think when I look back on my year, one of my biggest accomplishments will actually be the regular incorporation of yoga into my lifestyle. I started out doing yoga maybe once or twice a week, not even, maybe even a month. I really started taking it very seriously and going around 3 to 4 times a week. And I can't wait to see what new heights I reach. There are so many things to be grateful for in 2022, but let's go ahead and set some new goals for the coming year together. Typically, when I create my goals, I do them with 4 major categories, being physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. Then, within each of those categories, I like to give myself 2 primary overarching goals. My first goal for the physical category is going to do more strengthening yoga and maybe even try Pilates. The second goal under my physical plan is to eat a more nutrient-dense diet. Instead of focusing on weight loss, which is more so a result of habits, I want to focus on the habits that I can form by simply placing a focus on nutrients. The second category is mental, and something that I was able to do last year was to incorporate reading into my nighttime routine, which has been so beneficial because frankly, before that, I don't remember the last time that I read a book. So this year, I want to go ahead and shoot for the goal of reading 1 book a month. And if I make it, great, and if I don't, that's okay too, because I'll still be proud of myself for continuing with my routine and reading more. Under the emotional category, I like to put this one into perspective of relationships with others and myself. So one thing that I noticed last year was that I really didn't incorporate self-care into my routine. That had been a big focus of mine in the past, and it seemed like when my schedule got busy, I kind of laxed in making self-care a part of my regular routine. So that's going to be one of my focuses this year, is to cultivate more self-care. And how I'm going to do that is by setting a monthly reminder to myself. So putting it on my calendar and saying, hey, even if it's something very small like a bath, getting my nails done, maybe a haircut, some type of self-care, self-pampering that nurtures me and gives me time to relax and really pay attention to myself and treat myself, that's going to be something I'm going to focus on. Likewise, under emotional, I'm putting that I want to balance my relationships. Like I mentioned, I'm 1 year into a very healthy relationship, and like all relationships, sometimes you end up spending more time with your partner than your friends. I've been trying to do a very good job at balancing the both, but sometimes it does lean more towards my relationship with my partner than my friends, or even giving the space for myself. And I don't exactly have a how on how to do that yet. I'm just going to kind of be more intuitive and lay firmer boundaries when I know that I need me time. My last category is spiritual, and this year I'm keeping it pretty simple. Recently, I have been incorporating morning meditation and yoga into my routine, which has been such a game changer in setting me up for success throughout the day. Specifically, meditation is something that I want to carve out time for throughout my day and really incorporate into my routine. My number 1 and my number 2 goals is to start the morning with meditation and end the evening with meditation. So those are some of my goals for 2023. What I want to leave you all with today is you don't need to do anything to feel like you are in love with your life or to feel like you are living the life that you love. There were a lot of times in my life where I felt like my validation as a human was dependent upon what accomplishments I was making. And something that really kind of sunk in last year was the concept that I don't need to do anything to validate my existence. I encourage you guys to go ahead and create some goals, and you don't necessarily have to. But if you do create them, just know that any small step towards your accomplishments or towards what you want to see can be considered a success. And sometimes the mere fact that you have taken time to really think about what you want is enough of a step. Or frankly, sometimes watching a YouTube video is enough of a step. So really pat yourself on the back for your accomplishments this past year and every day for the small things that you do to show yourself love and kindness. Thank you so much for letting me share today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.